Aloha, and welcome back to Hawaii Travel Made Easy. I'm your host, Marcie, and today we're jumping into something that nobody really wants to talk about, but absolutely needs to be discussed. The truth about Hawaii travel and what happens when Hawaii doesn't live up to the hype. Before we start, let me be crystal clear. This isn't about bashing Hawaii. I love these islands more than I can express. I've been visiting for more than 20 years, more than 40 times, and I'm a certified Hawaii destination expert. This episode comes from a place of deep love and respect for Hawaii, which is exactly why I want to have this honest conversation about Hawaii expectations versus reality. I'm constantly in Hawaii Facebook groups, probably too many of them if I'm honest, and there's a pattern I see over and over again. First-time Hawaii visitors posting things like, "We saved for 3 years for this trip and I'm so disappointed," or "Why didn't anyone tell me Hawaii would be this expensive?" Or "The beaches are so crowded, where are all the secluded spots from the photos?" Just last week, I saw posts from a family who had budgeted $3,000 for their week-long trip to Maui, thinking that would cover everything after flights and hotel. By day 3, they'd already spent most of their Hawaii budget and were asking for advice on free activities. My heart broke reading this because with better Hawaii travel preparation, they could have had an amazing time. The truth about Hawaii travel is that Hawaii marketing, from tourist boards to Instagram influencers, often creates expectations that don't match reality. Those pristine, empty beach photos, they're usually taken at sunrise with professional equipment and careful editing. That authentic local experience, it might cost more and be more challenging to find than you expect. Today, we're going to talk about the gap between Instagram Hawaii and real Hawaii, the most common Hawaii disappointment scenarios, and most importantly, how to set yourself up for Hawaii travel that exceeds your expectations instead of falling short of them. Because here's the thing, Hawaii is magical. It is life-changing. It is everything you've dreamed of and more. But only if you go in with the right mindset and realistic Hawaii travel expectations. Let me paint you a picture of Hawaii's social media versus reality. You're scrolling through Instagram and you see this gorgeous sunset photo from Maui. The sky is painted in impossible shades of pink and orange. There's a couple silhouetted against the ocean, and the beach appears completely empty. The caption reads something like, "Paradise found," with a bunch of heart emojis. What the photo doesn't show you is the hour and a half they spent in Hawaii traffic getting to that sunset spot, the $30 parking fee, the other 50 photographers lined up taking similar shots, and the fact that this particular evening was one of only 3 clear sunsets that week. I remember my very first trip to Waikiki when I was 14. My mom kept complaining about all the Hawaii tourist crowds having towels just inches away from each other. But you know what? When I actually looked around, people were spaced out quite a bit. And honestly, I loved the energy. I loved the people watching. I felt like I was somewhere famous and important. Because I was. That experience taught me something crucial about managing Hawaii travel expectations. Sometimes our expectations about what paradise should look like can prevent us from enjoying what it actually is. So what Instagram doesn't show you about Hawaii travel? The 2-hour traffic jam to get to that hidden beach that TikTok promised was secluded. I've been in those Hawaii traffic problems. On the road to Hana, I've sat in my rental car for 45 minutes without moving, watching the gas gauge drop while everyone around me was getting cranky and the kids in the back seat were asking, "Are we there yet?" for the 100th time. Instagram doesn't show you Hawaii weather issues, and let me tell you, it rains in Hawaii. A lot, especially if you're visiting during Hawaii's rainy season or staying on the windward side of any island. I've had entire days where it rained from sunrise to sunset, and I watched family after family standing under hotel overhangs, staring at the sky with this look of betrayal on their faces. Those photos of crystal clear snorkeling don't mention that the water might be rough or that turtle sightings aren't guaranteed, or that you might be sharing that pristine reef with 200 other snorkelers from 3 different tour boats. What about the perfect trip pressure? Social media has created this expectation that every moment of your Hawaii vacation should be Instagram-worthy. But real Hawaii travel includes mundane moments. You'll have jet lag. Someone will get sunburned. You'll eat a mediocre meal. Your kid will have a meltdown right when you're trying to take that perfect family photo. I see this pressure constantly in the Facebook groups. People posting their Hawaii travel itineraries asking, "Is this enough? Are we missing something?" And they've literally scheduled every single hour of their vacation. There's no room for spontaneity, no time to just sit on the beach and read a book. No space for the magic that happens when you're not trying to capture every moment for social media. How about that comparison trap? When you see those hidden gem posts, remember that person might have visited that spot 10 times to get it right. Or they might have local connections that help them access places tourists normally can't reach. That authentic local experience they're posting about, they might have spent years building relationships to access it. I always tell people, your Hawaii trip doesn't need to look like anyone else's Hawaii trip. The goal isn't to recreate someone else's Instagram feed, it's to create your own memories and experiences. Okay, let me share the 4 major Hawaii disappointment categories I see over and over again, along with real stories from my years of helping people with better Hawaii trip planning. The cost shock, when paradise breaks the bank. I thought Hawaii was expensive, but not that expensive. I probably see this exact phrase about Hawaii budget reality posted in Facebook groups at least once a week. Here's the reality check. If you're coming from the mainland US, expect to pay about 30 to 40% more for everything. And I mean everything. That $4 gallon of milk back home is $8 to $12 in Hawaii. That casual lunch you'd spend $15 on at home, it's easily $25 to $30 in Hawaii. I remember helping a family from Ohio plan their Oahu trip. They had budgeted $100 a day for their food for their family of 4, thinking that would be plenty for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I had to gently explain that $100 might cover 2 meals if they were careful about where they ate. But it's not just food costs in Hawaii. Parking in Waikiki can cost $30 to $50 per day. Those resort fees the hotels don't mention prominently, they can add $40 to $60 per night to your bill. Activity taxes, tip expectations, even basic groceries, it all adds up faster than you expect. The hidden costs are what really get people. Nobody warned you about the $25 cocktail that comes with that sunset dinner. Or that free beach access still requires $10 parking. Or that the grocery store doesn't have normal sales. Milk is $8 whether it's on sale or not. I helped one couple who had saved $2,000 for activities and miscellaneous expenses for their week in Maui. They spent $800 on their first day, between a snorkeling tour, lunch, and a nice dinner. They came to me panicking, asking how to make the rest of their money last 6 more days. Weather woes, when paradise gets soggy. Hawaii has weather. Real weather, not just endless sunny skies like the brochures suggest. I once had a family contact me in tears because it had rained for 4 straight days of their 7-day Kauai vacation. They had booked all outdoor activities and hadn't planned a single indoor backup option. They felt like their dream Hawaii vacation was ruined. But here's what I told them, and what I'll tell you. Hawaiian rain is different. It's warm, it's often brief, and some of the most magical moments happen right after rain showers. Those incredible waterfalls you see in the photos, they're more spectacular after rain. The air is cleaner, the colors are more vibrant, and the crowds are thinner. The key is understanding Hawaii's microclimates. It can be pouring rain in Hilo while it's sunny and dry just 30 minutes away. The windward sides of islands get more rain than the leeward sides. Winter months bring different weather patterns than summer months. And let's talk about VOG, volcanic smog from the Big Island, that can affect air quality across the island chain. Tourism marketing doesn't mention that some days the air might be hazy or that people with respiratory sensitivities might need to adjust their plans. Crowd frustration, sharing paradise. I thought Hawaii would be peaceful and uncrowded. This one always makes me chuckle a little because Hawaii hosts millions of visitors each year. Of course, Hawaii tourist crowds are going to be there, especially at the famous spots. But here's the thing that really frustrates first-time Hawaii visitors. They see those empty beach photos and expect to find deserted coastlines, only to discover that popular beaches are popular for a reason. And that reason usually means lots of people. I watched a family at Hanauma Bay get genuinely angry that there were so many tourists. But they were tourists too. They had the same idea as hundreds of other people that day. Visit one of the world's most famous snorkeling spots. The noise factor surprises people too. Helicopters doing tours, construction projects, cruise ships blowing their horns. Paradise has sounds that just aren't waves and birds. Hawaii traffic is real. I've sat in gridlock on H1 in Honolulu that rivals any mainland city. The road to Hana can take twice as long as expected because of sheer volume of cars. Service and infrastructure. Island time versus mainland expectations. Island time is real, and if you're used to mainland efficiency, it can be jarring. I watched mainland visitors get visibly frustrated when their server takes longer to bring the check or when Wi-Fi is spotty. or when their hotel room isn't ready exactly at check-in time. But here's what I've learned. Island time isn't about poor service. It's about a different relationship with time and stress. Once you adjust to it, it can actually be one of the most relaxing parts of your Hawaii experience. Infrastructure challenges are real too. Power outages happen, especially on outer islands. Cell service can be spotty. Internet might be slower than you're used to. If you're planning to work remotely or stay constantly connected, you need to plan for these realities. The first-time visitor trap. The biggest Hawaii travel mistake I see first-time visitors making is trying to do everything. There's this once-in-a-lifetime pressure that leads people to cram way too much into their trip. I recently worked with a couple who had planned to visit 4 islands in 7 days. By the time they factored in travel time, packing and unpacking, and adjusting to each new location, they were spending more time in airports and hotels than actually experiencing Hawaii. The island hopping exhaustion. Inter-island flights take time. You need to arrive at the airport early, wait for your flight, fly, usually 20 to 40 minutes, wait for luggage, pick up a new rental car, and drive to your hotel. That's easily half a day gone, sometimes more if flights are delayed. I always recommend spending at least 3 full days on any island you visit. 5 is even better. This gives you time to actually relax and experience the island's unique personality instead of just checking boxes on a tourist list. Choosing the wrong island or area. This is huge for Hawaii travel planning. Each Hawaiian island has a distinct personality, and matching your travel style to the right island makes or breaks your experience. I had a couple who were serious hikers and nature lovers book a week at a resort in Waikiki. They were miserable. They felt trapped by the urban environment and couldn't understand why everyone loved Hawaii so much. If they had chosen Kauai or the Big Island instead, and stayed somewhere that offered easy access to trails and nature, their experience would have been completely different. Research isn't just about looking at pretty photos. It's about understanding what each island offers and honestly assessing what kind of Hawaii experience you actually want. When Hawaii just isn't your thing. And here's something nobody likes to admit. Not everyone falls in love with Hawaii, and that's okay. I've met people who find island life claustrophobic. The ocean makes them nervous, they miss having a car and being able to drive to the next state. They feel isolated or uncomfortable being so far from familiar foods and environments. Different travel personalities. Some people are city travelers who love museums, theater, and urban energy. Hawaii's natural beauty might not speak to them the way a trip to New York or Paris would. Some people are adventure travelers who want extreme sports and challenging conditions. Hawaii's laid-back vibe might feel too tame for their tastes. Some people are culture travelers who want deep historical sites and centuries-old architecture. Hawaii's history is rich, but different from what they might be expecting. The permission to feel disappointed. If Hawaii doesn't click for you, that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful or that you don't appreciate natural beauty. It just means Hawaii isn't your travel style, and that's perfectly valid. I always tell people there's a travel destination for every personality. If Hawaii doesn't work for you, that just means the perfect destination is somewhere else. Turning disappointment into discovery. But what if you're already in Hawaii and things aren't going as planned? I've got strategies for salvaging a struggling trip. When things go wrong. Rain for 3 days straight? This is when you discover Hawaii's amazing museums, local shopping, cultural centers, and covered markets. Some of my most memorable Hawaii moments have happened during rainy day explorations. Crowds at the famous beach? Ask a local for their favorite lesser-known spot. Some of my best beach days have been at places I'd never heard of before, talking to the hotel concierge or restaurant server. Activities sold out? Use it as an opportunity to slow down and experience whatever's happening around you right now. Maybe that's reading a book on the beach, taking a walking tour of your neighborhood, or just sitting at a local cafe and people watching. Finding hidden gems. The best discoveries often happen when your original Hawaii travel plans fall through. I remember one trip when our snorkeling tour was canceled due to high surf. Instead, we spent the day exploring a local farmer's market and ended up learning to make poke from a vendor. It became one of the highlights of our entire trip. Local recommendations beat internet research almost every time. Hotel staff, restaurant servers, and shop owners often know about experiences that never make it onto tourism websites. The art of slowing down. Sometimes disappointment is actually your vacation telling you to pump the brakes. If you're rushing from activity to activity, you might be missing the simple magic that makes Hawaii special. Some of my most cherished Hawaii memories are of doing absolutely nothing. Sitting on a beach, watching waves, reading a book under a coconut palm, taking a sunset walk with no destination in mind. The best way to handle Hawaii disappointments is to prevent them in the first place with better Hawaii travel preparation. Pre-trip mental preparation. Budget for reality, not best-case scenarios. If you think something will cost $100, budget $130. If you think a drive will take an hour, plan for 90 minutes. Read honest Hawaii travel reviews from multiple sources. Look for reviews that mention challenges, not just glowing recommendations. Understand seasonal patterns. Hurricane season, winter swells, trade wind patterns. These all affect what activities are available and what Hawaii weather will be like. Building flexibility into your plans. Never schedule every hour of your Hawaii vacation. Leave gaps for spontaneity, rest, and the unexpected discoveries that often become the best parts of a trip. Have backup plans for outdoor activities. Know what you'll do if it rains, if the surf is too high for snorkeling, or if your hiking trail is closed. The right mindset. Approach Hawaii as exploration rather than expectation fulfillment. Come with curiosity instead of a checklist. Be open to experiences that aren't on your original Hawaii travel itinerary. Some of the best travel memories come from those unexpected moments. Remember that vacation includes some ordinary moments mixed in with the extraordinary ones. That's normal and okay. The comeback trip strategy. If your first Hawaii trip didn't meet expectations, should you give it another chance? Learning from your first experience. What specifically disappointed you? Was it the island choice, the timing, the activities, or the accommodations? Be honest about what went wrong so you can address it specifically. Different islands have completely different personalities. If Oahu felt too crowded, try Kauai. If Maui felt too touristy, try the Big Island. Different seasons offer different Hawaii experiences. If you visited during peak season and felt overwhelmed by crowds, try shoulder season. When to move on. Sometimes Hawaii just isn't your travel style, and that's perfectly okay. Not every destination speaks to every traveler. If the distance, cost, or island environment fundamentally doesn't work for you, there are amazing destinations that might be a better fit for your preferences and budgets. Let me be clear about something. Even with all the potential challenges, Hawaii remains one of the most incredible destinations in the world. So what makes Hawaii special despite the challenges? The aloha spirit is real. I've experienced kindness from local people that has restored my faith in humanity. The natural beauty is genuinely breathtaking. Even with crowds and occasional rain, watching a Hawaiian sunset or snorkeling in clear blue water is magical. The cultural richness goes so much deeper than tourist attractions. Hawaiian history, traditions, and contemporary culture offer experiences you can't find anywhere else. Final Hawaii travel tips for future travelers. Do your homework, but stay flexible. Budget generously, but focus on experiences that matter to you. Most importantly, remember that disappointment doesn't mean failure. Sometimes it just means your expectations and reality need some adjustment. Hawaii will teach you something about yourself and about travel. Maybe it's that you love adventure more than relaxation, or that you prefer intimate experiences over popular attractions. Maybe it's that you're more adaptable than you thought, or that you need more structure in your vacations than you realized. Your Hawaii vacation doesn't need to be perfect to be wonderful. It doesn't need to look like anyone else's trip to be meaningful. And if it doesn't live up to your expectations, that doesn't make you ungrateful. It just makes you human. Come to Hawaii with curiosity, flexibility, and realistic expectations. Focus on creating your own experiences rather than recreating someone else's photos. And remember, paradise isn't a place where nothing goes wrong. Paradise is a place where you can roll with whatever happens and still find beauty, joy, and aloha in the experience. Mahalo for listening, and whether your Hawaii dreams come true exactly as planned or in ways you never expected, I hope your journey to the islands brings you exactly what you need. Until next time, aloha.